Steroid use in professional wrestling has been a topic for conversation and speculation since they have become popularized among athletes looking to build muscles in 1980s. The WWE has begun to crack down on steroid users in 2007 as countless wrestlers have been suspended for using them following the tragedy. Have been always a big problem in professional wrestling. With that being said, today let's look at the wrestlers who admitted taking steroids and who denied taking them. So how's it go? When it is wrestlologist here, and today we're gonna look at 6 wrestlers who admitted taking steroids and 6 who denied taking them. Let's first start with the wrestlers who admitted taking steroids. Number 6, Billy Graham. A WWE champion in 1970s, having dethroned Bruno Sammartino, superstar Billy Graham had popularized the bodybuilding physique in wrestling, inspiring followers like Hulk Hogan. But Graham was also a pioneer in steroid use, which he admitted in later years. His use of the drug goes back in 1916 before he entered in pro wrestling and before steroids were illegal. Because it was such a new drug, the long-term side effects weren't known yet, and Graham also considered himself as one of the first to bring steroids in pro wrestling. Number 5, admitted to taking them, Ryback. Nicknamed the Big Guy in 2010's WWE star, Ryback was a real throwback to what people think of when they think of wrestlers. Hulking meatheads. I mean, not everybody, but some people, you know what I mean to say. Ryback's size and absurd bodybuilding physique was certainly an anomaly. CM Punk once referred to him as a steroid guy, but Ryback surprisingly admitted to it. Ryback was introduced to steroids by champion bodybuilder Jay Cutler. Please don't get confused with the football player. When Ryback was 19 years old, as the result, Ryback was convinced that he needed steroids to make him into pro wrestling. Number 4, admitted to taking them, Hulk Hogan. Hogan was one of the biggest names to testify in 1994 federal trial against the WWE. Not only did he testify to taking the drugs, but he said that he took him for 14 years of his career. Hogan has even gone on record to say that steroids were normalized across all professional sports because people believed that they were safer than sugar for an athlete's body. He would also say that doctors prescribed the drugs to him in 70s and 80s, which led him to believe that they did not have an adverse effect on his health. While Hogan's admission may have tarnished his reputation among all American athletes who did everything in the right way, it also helped raise awareness of just how massive steroids issue had become behind the curtain. Admitted to taking them, Lex Luger. Luger has been an open book regarding his issues with steroids during his career. He has said he began taking the drugs in years leading up to his wrestling career during his early playing football, where he took them in off-season to gain muscle. Luger says Vince McMahon's expectation of superhero-like characters in the ring and the company deeply instilled culture played significant roles in the steroids issue behind the scenes. Luger is now attempting to be an activist to help new generations of wrestlers down the correct path, unlike he did during his career. In his newfound role, he has occasionally worked with WWE on improving their wellness policy. Number 2, William Regal. William Regal admitted to using steroids in his 2005 autobiography, Walking a Golden Mile. He reportedly used the drugs for over 2 years between 2004 to 2006. But he once again came under fire after filing a drug test in 2008 but claiming to be drug-free for over a year. Many believe Regal might have started doing the drugs again to get his body back in shape after returning to the ring. Following his victory on 2008 King of the Ring tournament, despite his newfound momentum, he would be written off television just 4 weeks later due to his ensuing 60-day suspension following the failed test. And number 1, this would be surprising for you, cause it was for me too. The Rock. Dwayne "The Johnson" Rock admitted using steroids during his college football days. When he was a standout defensive tackle at University of Miami, Johnson claims that he did not know how dangerous the drugs were, and if he had known, he would have never touched them. While he may have admitted to using the steroids during his days at the U, he had adamantly denied them using during his wrestling career. Nevertheless, there have been endless speculations surrounding Johnson during his time with WWE and the years following his wrestling career. And let's now move on to the wrestler who denied taking steroids. And before we move on to that, please press the subscribe button to make me stay motivated making these videos. And on to the wrestlers who denied taking steroids. Number 6, Cara. One of WWE's most notorious failed projects was Cara. Mystico was one of the biggest Lucha Libre stars and failed to find the same success in WWE. Debuting in spring of 2011, it was just a few months before Cara made the news in the bad way, as it was reported that he was being suspended due to wellness policy violation. It was reported that Cara has tested positive for steroids, but the wrestler himself denied taking them, instead claiming that an injection in his knee caused a fall positive. Number 5, wrestler who denied taking them, Kane. From 1995 to 2018, Glenn Jacobs was consistently around WWE, performing through multiple eras, most famously as the far-conjuring monster heel Kane. As a result, Jacob has likely seen a whole lot more of the seedly underbelly of wrestling than many other stars, a fact that was used against him once he was elected mayor of Knox Country, Tennessee. In 2018, a man from a group called Protect Our Youth from Steroids wrote a letter accusing the wrestler of having taken steroids, but the former Kane denied it, claiming that he had never taken the drug. Number 4, Braun Strowman. Thanks to his massive size, many have speculated that Braun Strowman have used steroids since he began WWE career in 2015. The speculation surrounded that 6'8" behemoth only intensified after Strowman posted a picture to his Instagram story in which a syringe is beside his bathroom sink. He deleted the picture shortly after posting it and claimed that the syringe was of B12 shots that he takes every day. In an interview with Joe Rogan, The Undertaker recently went to bat for Strowman, saying that his muscles are natural. He denied to taking them, Mark Henry. Mark Henry has adamantly denied using steroids since his WWE career began and has been even outspoken against steroid users throughout his career, calling the drugs morally wrong. The situation still surrounds many of the wrestlers who have denied using them. Many believe Henry, who weighted 225 pounds at 12 years old, has gained his strength naturally. It is safe to say Henry, who is not only a former Olympic athlete but also holds multiple records in world of powerlifting, has not needed any help from steroids to become the beast that he is today. Number 2, Batista. Batista was reportedly furious after hearing that ESPN mentioned his name among a list of other wrestlers who brought steroids from an online pharmacy in 2007. He admittedly denied ever using their pharmacy and has no history of failed drug tests in WWE career. There is still a massive amount of speculation surrounding the injuries that have plagued Batista's career. Some believe that he was not injured during a long absence from the company, but instead serving suspension for steroid use. Others think his injuries could have been legitimate, but have also happened because he took steroids, as the injuries that he suffered in his career are common among who use drugs. 1. Roman Reigns. In 2016, Roman Reigns became arguably the biggest name in the company history to be suspended for violating WWE's wellness policy. His name was again linked to illegal drugs 2 years later when the leader of $10 million steroid ring mentioned Roman Reigns as one of the highest profile crimes. Nevertheless, Reigns claimed that he had never heard of organization and has passed all the drugs tests cleanly. Leading up to 2018 rumors, WWE would surely like to avoid any further speculation around one of the biggest stars, as it would not be good for the company after all the negative experiences they have had with the drugs in the past. So this were the wrestlers who admitted taking steroids and who denied taking steroids. I think now you gotta subscribe.